Y&R Spoilers reveal Kyle's betrayal could break Audra's heart. In the opulent rooms of the Newman household, intrigue and mixed emotions slowly create a dark drama where fractured relationships and betrayals are mixed with extreme psychological attacks. At the center of the story is Clare, a woman who once believed deeply in Kyle's love, but now she is on the brink of a serious mental crisis. Clare has given all her heart and soul to Kyle. Someone she believes will be a solid support in her life, someone who will build a future with her. However, the cruel truth gradually emerges. To Kyle, Clare is nothing more than an emotional game, a fool that he can easily manipulate and hurt to serve his own personal goals. The cold messages, the indifference, and the way he disregarded her feelings made Clare feel betrayed to the core. The pain piled up, she began to fall into deep negative thoughts, even thinking about ending her life when she could no longer see a way out for herself amid the waves of anger and despair. Meanwhile, in another corner of the war, Victor, the head of the Newman family, was using his intelligence and power to control the situation in his own way. Victor received an offer from Kyle himself, pay $5 million in exchange for Kyle being free to break Clare's heart. It seemed that Kyle had no regrets or sorrow for causing the other woman to be deeply hurt. His purpose was clear: to escape the bondage, to seek revenge, or simply to prove that he was the one in control in this emotional game. However, Victor was not someone who could be easily persuaded or bribed. Instead of simply accepting the offer, he secretly planned a trap with the help of Audra Charles, a shrewd and calculating ally. Victor's goal was not only to get the $5 million, but also to make Kyle pay dearly for his selfish and cold actions. He wanted to make Clare see Kyle's true nature, so that she could wake up and escape the illusion that she had trapped herself in for so long. It was from this deep disappointment that Victor wanted to turn Clare's pain into a valuable lesson, helping her step out of the darkness of betrayal. During those tense days, Kyle still tried to find a way to convince Victor to back down. He begged, even tried to prove that he did not deserve to be treated so cruelly. But Victor, with his experience and coldness, decided not to give in. He is willing to carry out his plan to the end, using every means and resource to destroy Kyle's honor and future, as a stern warning to those who dare to look down on the Newman family and their loved ones. Inside Clare's mind, the continuous shocks make her fall into a state of instability. Every night she can't sleep, thick darkness covers her soul, making her vaguely between conflicting thoughts, between faith and extreme hurt. The pain in her heart is the clearest proof of Kyle's cruelty, but also a costly reminder that love does not always come with a fair or sincere response. In other corners of Genoa, this story is still smoldering, creating unprecedented storms. Every step Victor takes, every decision Kyle makes, and every emotion Clare feels are like complex pieces in the overall picture of betrayal, power, and revenge. This story is not only a battle between two individuals, but also a struggle between reason and emotion, between the strength of power and the fragility of the human heart. With a carefully prepared plan, Victor is in absolute control to shatter all of Kyle's hopes, while protecting his loved ones from the deepest hurt. But can Clare overcome this mental crisis and regain her own strength? And how will Kyle face the consequences when facing Victor's uncompromising judgment? All these questions will continue to be revealed in the following developments, when the drama, pain, and the most sophisticated conspiracies reign in Genoa City. Since Victor's intentions were revealed, the atmosphere in the Newman household became more tense than ever. Every member felt the undeniable rift between Clare and Kyle, like a deep rift that threatened to drag the whole family into the abyss of pain and hurt. Seemingly normal meetings now became an arena of chaotic emotions, where lies, struggles and despair piled up on each other. Clare, despite being in a fierce psychological storm, still tried to keep a little peace, a little hope in the dark days. She began to seek psychological experts, seeking help to cope with negative thoughts, the endless loneliness. But each step was full of challenges, because her heart was too deeply wounded. Every memory of the moments with Kyle was like a knife cutting into her soul. She recalled the times he spoke sweet words, the seemingly sincere gestures, and then realized that it was all just a fake cover to cover up a selfish and cold nature. Meanwhile, Kyle still tried to maintain a calm face in front of the public and his family, but inside, he was also facing terrible pressure from Victor and Audra. They were not only competitors for power in business but also uncompromising enemies in the spiritual war. Victor's plan was built methodically, every detail was meticulously calculated to make Kyle no longer have a place in the world he once confidently held. The venomous words, the evidence of dishonest actions, even secret messages and emails were all thoroughly exploited by Victor to shake Kyle's honor and public image. Audra Charles, with her intelligence and cunning, was the right-hand man in this plan. Not only did she help Victor with his strategy step by step, but she also directly confronted Kyle with her sarcastic taunts, causing him to sink deeper and deeper into the pit of failure and humiliation. Audra's appearance was like a cold wind blowing through Kyle's hopes, pushing him into a precarious situation with no easy way out. On a rainy night, when the whole city was plunged into darkness, Clare stood alone on the balcony of a large villa, looking out at the city of sparkling lights, but her heart felt only darkness and coldness. Tears silently flowed down her cheeks as witnesses to the pain she had been holding for so long. She wondered if she could get up after all this, if there was anyone who would truly understand and sympathize with what she was going through. On the contrary, Victor was still absorbed in meetings that lasted until late at night, determined not to give Kyle a chance to turn the tables. He understood that this was not only a battle between two men but also a stern lesson to the entire Newman family that anyone who betrayed trust or hurt their loved ones would pay a heavy price. Every move of his was like a sharp knife, waiting for the right moment to launch, shattering all the dreams of the traitor. However, in that darkness, there were still small rays of light. A few people close to Clare were silently by her side, helping her regain her faith and strength. Sincere friends, brothers, and sisters in the family, they became a solid support to help Clare gradually stand up from the emotional ashes. That love and support was like a light that illuminated her journey of recovery, although it was still full of thorns. In addition, the truth about Kyle's past was gradually revealed, the secrets he had tried to hide for so long began to be dug up, causing the perfect image he had built to collapse miserably. The wrongdoings, complicated relationships, and dark calculations that were once hidden are now an undeniable indictment. This not only makes Clare more confident in letting go, but also makes Kyle face serious consequences in his career and personal life. The battle between Victor and Kyle is not only about gaining control of assets or reputation, but also a struggle between good and evil, between sincerity and falsehood. Every step has profound meaning, not only affecting those directly involved but also the surrounding community, creating a complex network of emotions, power, and responsibility. The coming days will witness many unexpected turns, when the characters have to make difficult choices, facing unpredictable consequences from their decisions. Can Clare find herself again, rebuild her life after the emotional wounds? Can Kyle rise from the ashes, or will he be pushed into the abyss of collapse? And can Victor, with all his power and experience, be completely victorious, or will things spiral out of control? All the answers will gradually be revealed, as the storm of emotions and power continues to sweep away everything in the lives of the people in Genoa City, creating an epic that is both tragic and dramatic, where love, betrayal, and deep conspiracies blend into a colorful but equally dark picture. While the lights of modern life are still shining brightly on every street, inside the luxurious villas of the upper class, uncompromising battles are taking place silently, full of tension and tragedy. Among them, Victoria Newman, the bright heiress of the Newman family, is facing the biggest challenges of her life, when her career, love, and especially the health of her loved one are all threatened. Victoria is a symbol of resilience, confidence, and ambition. But the upcoming storm will force her to show another side, weak and full of anxiety, when the person she loves most, Cole, is facing a terrible health incident. As each day passes, Victoria clearly feels the changes in Cole's body, signs that she cannot ignore but cannot easily face. She spent all her time caring for him, monitoring his every move, every little expression, while constantly tormenting herself about the worst that could happen. However, Cole showed a worrying stubbornness. Even though his body was getting weaker, he still firmly refused to go to the hospital or see a doctor again. His reason was not necessarily just irrational fear, but perhaps because Cole was more aware of his condition than anyone else. Maybe he had been silently suffering, hiding a terrible diagnosis that only he knew, not wanting to cause Victoria and her loved ones more pain. Hiding the truth was a way to protect them, but it was also a double-edged sword that pushed him into a dangerous spiral. Victoria, despite struggling with work and the heavy responsibilities of running the family empire, could not ignore Cole's inner voice and changes. But her worries did not stop there. Meanwhile, another storm is approaching, the destruction that Victor Newman, the powerful and ruthless father, is preparing to bring upon Kyle Abbott. Victor has never been one to give in easily, especially when it comes to those who dare to threaten the position and honor of the Newman family. Kyle, despite his ambition and determination, has not yet been able to escape the vortex that Victor has created with his calculating tricks. Kyle prepares for a powerful blow against Victor, but it seems that Victor's destruction will be even more intense, causing Kyle's entire plan to collapse. In this context, Victoria feels like she is caught in the middle of two wars: an external war full of power struggles and a painful internal war as the person she loves is gradually weakening before her eyes. The heartbreaking news that Victoria will receive in Thursday's episode only makes the situation more tragic. Although the exact content has not been revealed, the signs show that Cole's condition is really serious, and can even cause things to get out of control. It is likely that Cole will be forced to undergo a serious medical examination, and the results may be a big shock not only for Victoria but also for the entire family. If Cole is really facing a serious illness, it will not only be a physical challenge but also a great mental challenge for both of them. Victoria, with her strength and determination, will have to do everything possible to support Cole to overcome this crisis. But besides that, she also has to face other threats. Victor's relentless schemes towards Kyle, making the atmosphere in the Newman family even more suffocating and complicated. Victoria's life is facing a difficult turn. Can she keep her composure and clarity to run her business and take care of the person she loves? Will Cole have the strength to face the disease that is silently eating away at him? And will Kyle be able to overcome the storms created by Victor to maintain his position and honor? Things are getting tense. The coming days promise to be a series of events intertwined with pain, hope, and revealed secrets. In that context, love, loyalty, and human strength will be tested to the ultimate limit, creating a dramatic story that the audience cannot take their eyes off the screen. The city of Nice is bustling with preparations for one of the most important events in the upper class, a lavish party hosted by Aristotle Dumas. The splendid setting with majestic castles, sparkling crystal lights and famous guests from all over the world creates an atmosphere that is both enchanting and full of hidden meanings. But in that glamorous space, inside the private stories and hidden thoughts, a complex and mysterious connection begins to unfold, where the truth about identity and loyalty will be weighed on the balance. Lily, a charming, sharp and passionate woman, is preparing for a trip to the party with her husband, Nate. Although her eyes always shine with excitement and confidence, inside there is a stream of insecurity that is not easily revealed. Nate, the devoted and always worried husband, has repeatedly expressed his unease about Lily's desire to attend Aristotle Dumas' party. Not only was he afraid of the power and the hidden forces surrounding the event, but he also felt a deep unease when thinking about the unknowns about the person behind the party. In small conversations, Nate frankly shared with Lily his worries and fears that the party was not just a normal social event, but could be the starting point for unpredictable events, sophisticated conspiracies being woven in the dark. Lily heard those words, her heart also trembled with anxiety, but at the same time she kept her oath that she would always be vigilant and clear-headed so as not to be caught up in that dangerous vortex. Nate's anxiety grew as clues gradually revealed a shocking secret. The husband that Lily loved and trusted was Aristotle Dumas, an anonymous billionaire with vast influence and deep calculations. This discovery not only completely changes Nate's view of his wife, but also raises countless questions about trust, betrayal, and the true motives behind Lily's presence at this party. Despite being shocked and stunned, Lily does not let her emotions completely dominate her thoughts. She decides to keep quiet, hiding the truth from those around her, especially Nate, while she herself must consider every step to protect herself and those she loves. Lily understands that revealing her husband's true identity at this time will cause unpredictable consequences, possibly destroying their relationship and causing irreparable rifts in the family. In private moments, Lily tells herself that she will be the one to protect this relationship, the one who is always alert to potential dangers, so as not to be drawn into dangerous power games. She promises herself and Nate that no matter what happens, she will remain faithful and resilient, not letting herself be defeated by the shadows of the past and the cruel plots. The story between Lily, Nate, and Aristotle Dumas is gradually becoming more complex and dramatic. Each character is caught up in a power play with their own calculations, where loyalties are tested and close relationships can become cards in a dangerous game. The party in Nice is not just a normal social event but also a place where fates are intertwined, secrets are revealed, and choices determine the future. As the time for the party approaches, the whole city of Nice seems to freeze in anticipation, and in the minds of Lily and Nate, fear, doubt and hope mix together to create an indescribable mood. Can they overcome the challenges, keep love and trust? Or will everything fall apart under the pressure of truth and power? All the answers will only be revealed when the night falls, and the flashing lights of the dazzling party begin to illuminate a new chapter in their lives.